So, but today I want us to look at this particular data set, Kickstarter. See, this is the project. This is one of the projects I gave to you. Actually, it's from is a Kickstarter project. It's the open source data, and it's data that is freely available on the internet. So you can actually get the data set, and there is a key. There is a key that comes with it in the sheet. This is the key that explains all the columns in that data set. So if you look at this one, it's talking about the field. And like I told you, field means columns. So field means columns. Either in Excel, Please, can you mute, please? Denike, please mute. Okay. So field means columns. We have ID, we have name. So the ID column is representing each of the Kickstarter projects. And the name, that's the name of that project. The category is showing the project category. The subcategory is showing the project subcategory, which means that some of the project, this project has category and has subcategory. So we are going to see them as we move on. So we have the country where the project is from. We have the launch, the date the project was launched, and deadline date for crowdfunding. So I think it's a crowdfunding project that people put one together to fund the project. So we have a goal. Goal is the amount of money that the creator needs to complete the project in US dollar. And the pledge, this is the amount of money pledged by the crowd. The amount pledged by the crowd. This is what they need. This is the amount of money pledged. And we have backers. Backers are the people who want to support the project. Number of backers who are backing each of the projects. And the state, the current state of the project as at the date it was downloaded. That is that's January 2nd, 2018. So exactly that is what each of the columns is all about. So let's look at the column itself now. So this is the data set. So we have the ID, we have the name of project, we have the category, which means that fashion category can have some what you call it, subcategory under fashion. So under film and video, so we can have subcategories too, under films and video. Under art, for example, let's look at art. We have art, illustration. We have art, sculpture. Can you see now? So we have film and video here. We have short, film and video again. We have film and video. And we have film and video. We have documentary. So which means that each of these categories has subcategories. And we have countries where they are from. I think it's majorly US. Let's see, majorly US. Wow. Any other country here at all? Okay. Let's see something here. Let's go down and see. Perhaps it was later that other country joined. Okay, we have other countries, but I think it's majorly US. We have Japan, US, Japan, Australia, Spain, and the rest. Okay. The date it was launched, the deadlines, the goal, this is the amount of money needed in dollar terms. And this is the pledge, this amount pledged by those who want to support the program. And we have the backer, number of backers for each of the project, and the state of the project. Either the project is failed or successful, failed, successful, another one there. Failed, cancelled, project, failed, cancelled, and the rest. So we're going to see what we're going to get from this. So let's get in our data let's get in our data into Power BI now. Power BI. Okay. So first thing first. First thing we need to do is by bringing in our data set into the Power BI. So to get our data, just click on Get Data. And data set is in CSV format. So click on Get Data. Select text stroke CSV. Remember, we are only connecting with our data, not uploading them. So we want to connect with that data. So let's click on it. It's a single sheet, right? It's a single page data set. So I think we don't have Walla with that. So we don't need set Kickstarter project CSV. Okay. So we don't need too much modeling or whatever. And it's not even plenty. So I don't think data is that dirty. So let's look at it and see what we can get from it. However, like we all know that this training is actually 8 weeks, and I said we're going to use 1 month for our project, but the project is staying more than 1 month, going to 2 months, 3 months, and we're taking. You see, this data analysis job is not something you just learn and you throw away. It's something you need to practice often and often every day, so that what you've learned before you will not forget. It. It's a skill that we have to practice and practice and practice. That's why we have that huge amount of data set. 10 data set. 10, 8. So we'll give you that data set so that you can practice and practice and practice. Even the data set even the visuals you did 2 months ago, by the time you come back to it, you want to do it again, you will be getting another insight from the same data set. There's no fixed solution to all those data sets. It doesn't mean that because I've done it, that is the perfect answer. No. You can always improve on whatever you have done. So please, is something that it's going to take your time. It's going to take time. So let's try as much as possible to make sure that we give it the time that it deserves. Let's give that time. Let's give that time. You need to give time, because you cannot become a professional in anything without practicing. Yeah, you may know it, you may have the idea, but the more you practice, the more you encounter different problems, and the more professional you become. You get it now? So that is when you become from beginner, because if you don't practice, you can just know the basic and you remain a beginner all through the cycle. And most of us who have done our project, is it that we are afraid to showcase our project on LinkedIn or whatsoever? Showcase whatever you have done. Everybody on the LinkedIn is showcasing whatever they have done. Nobody expects to be perfect. Yeah. So that you can see some people who say, okay, I had this, remove this. Some people commend you, and you are getting there. Get it now. So please, let's try as much as possible to make sure that we do whatever we're supposed to do. Okay. So I've connected the data now, and now yes, I think I've approved one of your own. The first one you did, I think not been approved. I think you did one, and the one we did in class too. You can go ahead and showcase them if I've approved it. If I've not approved it, just point to it, remind me so that I can approve it. I can look at it very well, and you can go and up and showcase it on your LinkedIn profile. You get it now. You can show it as PDF. You can show it as video, whichever you like. You can just show it as one page PDF. You can just show it as one page PDF. No voila. Okay. So let's look at the data again. We have remember there are two things you should always be looking for when you bring your data into Power Query. Number one, does it have header? Number two, what about the data type or header? So now in this case now, our table has header, subcategory, category, launched, deadline, goal. And the second thing is check data type. So this is a text file. This one is ID. Like I said, ID is not, mostly you can leave it as text, you can use it as number, any one you like, you can use. But I always prefer to make it a text because it's not an aggregatable whatsoever. We're not going to add, it's not a column you can add. So replace the add new step. So I prefer to make it as ID number. So it doesn't need to be numbers, really. But let's Power BI see it as a text. So I prefer that. So we have names, we have category, subcategory, country, launched, deadline, goal, and pledge. So this one is number. This is date. 100% valid. Okay. So we have nothing to really do here much, unless we want to create month, date, and the rest from this place. Okay, let's quickly do that. Let's do that based on the launch date. Let's use the launch date to create that. Let's click on go to add column. Let's add year, column year. We have year column ready. So we have, let's go back again. Launch date. Go back to add column. Let's add months. Let's add month. Let's go back again. Let's go back again. Let's add month number, month name. Okay. Then let's add weekdays, the day of the week. Week of the year, end of the week. Okay, day of week. That would be 1 to 7. Day of the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever. So let's check the other one again. The week name now. Let's look at the week name. Name of day, rather. Sorry. Name of the day. Okay. What else do you think we can need again here? What else do you think we also need? At least we've all seen the data. We've worked on it. I am sure most of us have opened it before. What else do you think we should add again as an insight to this data set? Or we should load it like that. What else? Okay. Let's load for now. If there's as we are going, if we need to bring anything again, we'll come back to transform data and come and do it. Okay. And what else do you think we can add to the analysis? Apply changes. So let's move ahead. If there's nothing for now, let's go ahead and do. Has anybody work on the project apart from Mr. Falaye? Has anybody worked on this project before? On this Kickstarter? Have you tried to work on it? Has anybody tried to work on it before? Okay. 374,000 rows. This 74,000 rows. Still loading. Okay. I think it's ready now. Okay. So now, one of the first things we need to do now. Yes, okay, good. So one of the things we need to do now is to know, let's calculate the number of projects we have first. Who can remind us how to calculate the number of projects? This is a review class. You can unmute and talk, please. We want to calculate the number of projects we have. How do we calculate the number of projects now? Starting.
We use count.
We use count. Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yes, I heard you.
Some of
that's table. If you use some of, we are not summing, there's nothing we are summing really. So there's nothing we want to sum together to get.
Yes, we are counting it. Sorry,
it's
actually count off.
Yes, it's going to be count. It's going to be count. So we're going to count the number of rows we have in Kickstarter. I think my system is becoming seriously slow and slow and slow. I've installed so many applications on it. I think that will be need for me to remove some and leave some. Okay. I see. You have to create. There's no model there. There's no model you are linking, please. Okay. So let's create the first one. I'm going to use what again? Come on. Okay. Let's create the first measure. That's a measure, right? So the name of the measure is going to be the total Kickstarter project or total projects. Project equals to count. Count. Put the bracket. Which column? Which column am I counting? We're counting the column ID. Count the number of ID that we have. So we have the first measure, that's total project. So from this project now, we need to do an analysis of whatever we want to do. So let's let's see if it's working. Let's see if it is working. Okay, it is 75,000 Pro. Okay, so you know how to format it. You can format, you can leave it like this, you can format in any way you want to format. Just come to this place and do some little formatting there. So to that project. So now, so what do you want us to format to analyze this thing on now? Okay, let's analyze it based on the number of categories we have. Let's see the categories we have here first. And then we can see if something we can, if it's not too much. Categories, how many categories do we have? Oh, 10 categories. Okay. 10 categories can go on this. Then these categories can go by the total project. Okay. So you can see which project actually has which of the category has more projects. So which means that we have about 62,000 projects on film and videos. Okay, that's good. So we can do the same thing for any of them. So I think we need to calculate. We need to know.
We do the.
You said what?
Maybe
Hello?
we can calculate the number of successful projects and failed projects.
Exactly. That's
Hello,
what
sir.
I'm
I said maybe we can calculate the number of successful and failed projects.
Exactly. That's what I wanted to say. That we need to calculate the success, how many of them are successful, how many of them are failed, and the rest. So let's first thing before we calculate. Okay, I think they are on the same column, right? So let's analyze it first. We'll still calculate. Let's analyze it by that. I want to. Yes, I'm with you.
All right. Why did you create a separate table for your measures?
Actually, there's no rule for that. But in most cases, especially when you have more than one data set, it's always, in this case, you have only one data set. It's always good to have your DAX together in a table. For example, you might have like, let's say you have like 3 or 4 data sets, and you are creating DAX. Some DAX will fall under the table A. Some DAX will form under table 2 on that table. So when there's need for you to call them out, you will be searching up and down to get the data out. You get it now? But if you have them in the same place, it's easier for you to quickly get your hand on them. There's no rule on that says that it has to be there.
Okay.
Yes, it's not compulsory.
All right.
It just make your.
So you can actually create them under the same table.
Yes.
And I know you can also create a folder for them and put them in the folder depending on the type of
folder. So I don't understand.
I don't understand folder. If you have different DAX that you have created, let's say for example you have
under the same table.
Under the same, we have sales related DAX.
Yes.
You have intelligence related
table.
DAX.
Each of them they are tables.
Okay.
So you put them under,
what I'm
you can
saying,
put them
instead of
under each
creating
tables.
tables, okay.
That's what you mean. That you said we can put them under the related table, right?
No, I think, guys, you can actually create a folder.
Okay.
Yes, and just highlight each of those DAX functions that are related. Let's say you have like 3 sales DAX, you have 4 time intelligence DAX. You can actually highlight the three of them or 4 of them, like control and click on the 4 of them and create a folder for them. All of them will be in different folder, well labeled, so that you can actually locate them when you are looking for them instead of pulling up and down too.
Okay. Okay. So how do we create folder under each of the headings? Is there any folder here?
Okay, I don't.
Is there any way we can create folder?
Probably if we have another tax, then you can highlight the 2 of them. The page you open like this is a visualization pane. Now a page you open where you can actually type the folder name.
No, I didn't get you. I'm sorry.
Is it possible we create another DAX? So
Another
we can
DAX
use it
function,
as
right?
a
Okay. Okay. Let's do that now. We're
another
going to
DAX,
create another DAX
measure,
now.
another measure.
Yes, we're going to do that now.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
So I wanted to use the analysis before, but let's go ahead and create a DAX function now. So let's calculate number of successful projects. Successful project now. Let's successful project. Okay. So which function are we going to use now to get our successful project? Who can help us out? Can somebody help us out? Calculate function. You said?
Okay, this is Power BI. Calculate, okay, yeah.
Yeah, calculate function.
Calculate.
And the next is filter, right? That is where what's the name of the column? Sorry. Where states. Yeah, states. Where states. Equals success. Is it success or what do you have there? Let me check the Excel. We have it as successful. Successful. So I think that's all. Okay.
The second argument.
No, we only have one argument. Only one argument. Hex 0. Let's just no, I don't think no, we don't need this. I think it's the comma. The comma is causing problem. The comma at the back. Don't need the comma. Okay. Let's save it. So let's check if it's working. Let's check if it is working. A new card. Successful project. Okay. So we have the successful project. Okay, now we have two measures now. Okay. So you are talking about creating folder for it. right? Now how do we create
Yes,
folder?
let's click on both. Maybe
Okay.
hold on to the control key and click on both.
Okay. Okay.
Don't
I
get
need you. Sorry.
I don't think it's
No, it's still interacting with them one by one. Let me use shift.
one by
No,
one.
it's interacting with them separately. It's not grouping. Let me see if it has a way of creating group. No. Okay.
I'll go back I'll get back to you on this.
Okay, thank you very much. So
I'll get
now,
back to you on this.
thank you very much. I will appreciate that. So we have to that project, we have the success project. So the same we get the success project, we can also get what do you call it? Other failed project and other things there.
Failed project.
So, but like I said, I want us to use this to do some analysis on it, on the state. Just come to the state here. Let's see the number of what we have. Okay, this is the number we have. We have cancelled, failed, live, successful, and suspended project. So I think this is not much. Something we can use that donut chart to represent. So we can use donut chart to represent this, or we can use either this. I use this, whichever we want there, and we can use a normal column chart to represent this. Boom, 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 boom. So which means that we have more failed project than every successful project. Wow. We have more failed project than every other project there. So failed project are about 197,000 projects. Successful is about 133,000 projects. Wow. Okay. How can we get insight into this failed project? Okay. Okay. How can we get insight into that?
Into failed projects, sir.
Yes.
We are going to use calculate again.
Okay. Let's create a new measure. Now we need to calculate, we need to get the number of failed projects as a measure on its own now. So we'll now analyze the failed project itself. Okay, thank you. So failed project. Failed project equals to calculate expression is what? Total project.
Total project. Where
Comma. That is where state.
Where state is failed.
State equals failed.
To fail.
Yes. Okay. Let's check if it is working. Click on this. Okay, 198,000. Which at least is still showing what we have here. So we have 198 failed project here now. Now, let's analyze it based on the category first and see which project failed more than other projects. So let's use this chart again. This time around, failed project versus what? Versus category.
It's
Category. Where's category
category
here?
sub.
Okay, yeah. Okay, thank you. Okay. So we can see this third project and the total project. Okay. Do you think we can create them together in a single chart to see the relationship between the third project? Hello, can you hear me? Don't you think we can create them together as a single data set so that we can see the relationship between the failed and successful project? So let's try and create a line chart. And see if we can create the two together and see the relationship between them. Sorry. Not you. Not changing you. Let me create a new one. Let's try and see if we can work with this. Let's bring the two together. Failed project and the total project. Against what category? So is there any relationship between them? Why we have film and video? Okay, here we have more, and in some cases where we have lesser this publishing, lesser publishing about 40,000 to music, but it failed more. Publishing failed more compared to music. So here, film has a more project and more failed. In terms of failed, so what again here? Here you can see that even food also failed. It has lesser project compared to design, but it failed more than design. The same thing with the fashion too. Fashion too has more project, lesser project compared to this, but it failed more to the art. So let's leave that and look at something else we can still do with it. Now, can we do anything on the funding? What do you think we can do regarding funding? At least there is funding aspect of the data set. We have issue with funding where people pledge some amount and the amount needed and the amount realized. Yes. What do you think we can do on that?
Difference between the amount needed and the amount realized.
Yes. Okay. Let's can we although we can use it just all these things is something you can do in various ways. So let's quickly see something here. I think we'll go back to our Power Query later and let's analyze them. Let's do the analysis based on okay, can we let's create something here. Hierarchy, category hierarchy, and add subcategory to it. So that in case we need to dig down and see which product is even giving us problem, we can do that. So you can add subcategory to it, add to category hierarchy. Okay. Okay. So in case of this one, while working with this one, instead of using category, you can just use we can bring in subcategory into the equation, hierarchy into the equation, so that we have opportunity of digging down into this and see which project is actually giving us under each of the category. So you can see it more like this. So, and we can use this. I think it's not, the difference is not showing, it's not shown more. You can't really see difference much here. Okay, so let's go back to this one. I think we are talking about funding, right? So let's see, let's bring in the projects category, and let's see the goal. Let's compare the goal to where to go to the amount realized. What's the name of the realized amount? Is that, no, it's not, that's not Baker. I think that is pledged. That is pledged. Now, what I'm looking at here is that if you go back to our Power Query, we can actually get to know where the project failed, where the amount realized is greater than the goal. What do you call it? Where the goal is greater than pledged, what do we call it? So that we can now analyze that and see if there's a relationship between that and the failed project. Perhaps, is it the money that is making the project to fail, or what? Let's add the project to this. So you can see here. Okay. So let's quickly see something. Let's go back to our Power Query and give them name. Okay, so let's add a column. Let's create a conditional column. So which name do we call this? What name do we call funding? Let's just leave it at that. So where the goal is greater than or equals to pledged. What name do you call it? Hello? Where goal is greater than this?
Call it deficit.
No. Goal is okay. When goal is greater than, that is that means it means that we do not realize the amount of money, or shortage. That is shortage, right?
No, when goal is greater.
Yes, than the amount pledged.
That's surplus. It should be surplus.
It should be surplus because the goal is greater than what was pledged.
You need no, the amount pledged.
It should be surplus.
You need 1 million for a project, but the pledge you had is 700,000. That's shortage now. When you need 1 million for a project, but the amount realized is lesser than that. Yes, it's shortage. Yes.
Goal deficit or something.
Yeah,
but the pledge is the amount pledged the same thing with amounts realized, the actual realized.
I think
we say it's the same thing.
we are not given the amount realized really. In the analysis, there's no column for realized. What we have is just the amount pledged, so that at least that's the amount they are expecting. Yeah. So otherwise is surplus or favorable, whatever. Surplus fund. There's surplus fund for that project. So let's see what we can get from that. Let's see the relationship between them. Let's load it back.
the data type, sir.
Oh, it's text. Thank you very much. Text. Close and apply. Okay. So let's look at what we can do with this. And think let's look at this data. Then anything we can do with this. We have the goal. We have this, and we have this. We have film and video.
Maybe we can have failed project, successful project, and funding, so that we know the status of funding.
Okay, on this one, right? The
Yeah.
funding. I'm looking at.
We can remove the goal and pledge and replace it with failed project, successful project, and funding. Funding
Okay.
status.
Okay. Let's see. Failed project and the funding. Okay, let's see that. We have failed project here already, and we have successful project on the same color, and funding. No, funding work like this. Okay. Shortage project, we have 3,000. Okay. Okay. Now shortage, I think it's creating a new column for us. Based on this, we have shortage failed project. So this is a project. We have shortage failed, surplus failed project. You can see that most projects that are actually are surplus, they are not failed. Yeah. I think it makes sense. I think it's making some senses here. If you look at surplus project here, surplus project, most projects with surplus are actually successful. But here, shortage projects, most of them are really failed. Most of them failed, which means there is connection between the funding and the failure of the projects. There's relationship between the shortage. Can see shortage for this failed project under shortage, failed project under successful project under shortage is very low. We have about 197,000 failed and 4,100 successful under shortage fund. Under surplus fund, we have failed project to be 4. Only 4 of them failed. And we have more successful projects under this. So that's 129,000 out of 133 that is successful. So we have those 129,000 represent from surplus and 4,000 from shortage fund. So it means that most of these shortage fund, they just manage to just, I want to use the category again. Instead of the category, I want to use the hierarchy again. So in case there is need to dig down and see which of these projects actually does not attract funding or whatsoever. So that is good. So okay. So what else do you think we can do again? Let's share. I want to open a new sheet. I know there are so many things we can do with it. Okay, let's see the trend. Let's see the trend on yearly basis too. Let's see the trend. Let's see the trend of total project. Total project versus we are focusing more on failed project this time around. Total project for project on the monthly basis. So, what are we doing? We have X and Y and Y. X will be for this, while Y, sorry. This x-axis, right? X-axis is down. X-axis, we have Y, that project. Okay, they have just one single axis. I'll use two axes. Let's see two axes and see what we have. Why the mount? I think they follow each other based on the mount, really, except in the first mount. In some cases, okay. And we use this mount or use mount name instead. I think we should use mount name. Okay. Let's use month name. That's from July. So the thick blue is representing failed project. The light blue is representing the number of total projects. So remember that we use two axes. It doesn't mean that this is more, but compared to what we have here, it's actually more. If you look at the percentage, it's more. That's why we have it above this. If we use single axis, it's going to show under like this. We're going to see the movement along the axis. But when we use the two whatsoever, so we can see the movement that at this point, even at August, both July and August, and perhaps January, we have failed project to be in proportion to the total project is actually more. So how do we sort this one? We want to sort it. We don't want July, March like this, January to December. How do we sort it? How do we sort it from January to December? Instead of having it like July, March, October, and the rest. Who will remind us?
I think we can use the month sort.
Months, yeah. So we sort the month. Click on expand this. So we sort by the month number. The month, that's just month, right? Just sort by this. Then we can go back. We can go back to this. So let's remove the month name now and bring it back. Oh, sorry, it's still there. So we can see from January to December how the movement is. So total project is the blue. So we can see the month where the proportion of this is more than the total project. So these are the months where we have big issue with our funding. And let's say we can also compare even successful and the failed project per month and see which month do we really have does it make any sense? Let's see if it makes sense out of it. Failed project, successful project. So, and we have months. Okay, I think how many years do we have in this project, sir? I think we have so many years there. Why the failed project is blue line, the successful project is this line. So let's create year hierarchy too. I think we can create year hierarchy and add the month to it. Create hierarchy. No, in W, we don't have all the, we don't need to create all this hierarchy. W is very good when it comes to date. So W is very good with date. Just keep adding your this thing. It's going with it. So month name. Let's add to hierarchy. Yeah, hierarchy. And day of week. I think day is under it. Yeah, hierarchy. Okay. So let's take out this and bring our month year hierarchy instead. So that we can see it even year by year, because sometimes month can be can deceive us, because it has added month January of 2009, January, February 2009, January for all the years together. Perhaps there is a year when the January is not even doing fine, or there's a year when January is doing good. So how do we know? So let's use this and see what we have here. So we can see all the month by month, how it moves from the first year to the last year. We didn't create quarter, we have used quarter too. Okay. You can see which period is this, 2014. 2014. You can see this is 2014. This is what is contributing to July having whatever. So you can see even I think the 2014, between 2014 and 2015, the gap is a bit wider. So let's see. So I'm moving forward. So I think it's closing back. And after 2017, they're closing back. We have failed with 1009, this to be this. But here we have like 2004 to 984. Here we have like 2005 to whatever. It's very, here is 7000 to whatever. So with the hierarchy that we created, we're able to at least dig deeper. If you want to see more, want to see it on a weekly and week by week basis, also, I see that it has broken the whole thing down into the weekday 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the first kind of whatever. So we don't need that. Let's go back. Let's go up and perhaps go up again. So we can see it on yearly basis here. On yearly basis, you can see it. And what else do we need?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
And the previous chart,
Okay.
where we created a total project versus field project.
This one?
Is it possible? Yes, sir. Is it possible for field project to be higher than the total project?
No, it's not. I've explained. I've explained that it's not that it's higher. That's why I use the example of why I put the two in the same axis. Look at it now. We have two axes. This one is counting based on 35,000 per month. You get it now. So maybe average of 40,000 per month. Why this one is based on 20,000? Can you see the column here? So we have two axes for y-axis. Y-axis for that project is calculating based on 40,000. After 30,000, there's something here, right? But this axis is calculating based on failed project. If you bring them together into the same axis, it will show under. Can you see it? This is a failed project compared to Other ones.
The total project.
Yes. So it's not that it's much.
Okay,
It's
sir.
because we want to see their link together. Where how the reach how the where the proportion is more than expected. Great now. So that's why I was explaining.
Mm.
You can see that here the proportion of a failed project is higher here, while it's lower in this place. Just about this is just showing the proportion compared to the norms. You get it now, based on this range.
Yes, sir.
Not that it's more than that. So, what else do you think we can do again here? We are not working on the subcategory really. Okay. On funding. I think in the question, there's something about funding in the question. Sorry. Let's check something. I think there's something I said that the category 1,000 above. What project with a goal above 1,000? What project with a goal above? Add the biggest goal competition or completion percentage. This pledge versus goal. How much money was pledged? Okay. What project with a goal of over 1,000 had the biggest goal completion in terms of percentage? Can you see my screen?
No, sir.
Okay, I think you can see it now, right? Can you
Okay,
see it
sir.
now? I think this is it.
What
What project with a goal
project
over 1,000 US dollar has the biggest goal competition? That is, biggest goal completion in terms of percentage of pledged to goal. That's the mathematics, right? So we need to calculate the percentage of goal pledged to goal for those above 1,000 only, right? So let's see if we can do that. Let's try and see if we can do that in Power Query or Power BI or whatever. So let's go back by transform again and create a new column for that. That's mathematics for us. So we are going to bring S together and create the mathematical function. So let's add a column. It's going to be a conditional column because it's conditional. Okay. Percentage of this is going to be what? Percentage of what? Of goal or percentage to go pledged to goal.
So I think we should bring out the project that goes above 1,000 first.
Yes, that's what we want we're going to use the conditional column to do that.
Okay, all right.
Yes. So we're going to see if the goal is greater than 1,000, right? Comma. What do you want us to do? We want to calculate the percentage. Calculate then let's see, will it take a formula? Let's try it. I've not done it before. So equals to No, I don't think calculation will enter inside this place. I doubt it. I don't think there's no way. I don't know how to enter the calculation here.
we can use
if it is
conditional column.
And I'm just looking
Sir?
at how to put percentage first.
We
But
can here
percentage
we
is
can
not
put
go.
pledge.
Yeah,
Hello,
if the
sir.
goal, its goal is
Ma-
greater than, sir.
If goal is greater than 1,000,
Yes.
output pledge. Then another column. If goal is greater than 1,000, then go.
Okay, if the goal is greater than 1,000, okay, we can call it maybe higher goal. Higher goal. Yeah. Or else, lower goals. Lower goals. So let's first create that one. Then we'll now calculate the other ones and see what we can do with it. Okay. So let's try and use custom column and see if we can get it, if it will work. Okay, so we're going to use we call it percentage what? Percentage goal or pledge to goal. Pledge to goal. You see that this is not data analysis job is not just sitting down and do work. It's something you have to try, think, work, sleep, and wake up again and still think how to do it. You get it now. So that's the reason why we should not sleep over those data sets. We should try as much as possible to work on them, try and work and work and work around them. So that we learn as we work on them, we learn different things on different data sets. Okay, so let's see. Equals to if. Would this one take if? Okay. Percentage goal. That would be equals to this pledge insert divided by goal. Sorry. Not this as we use. This is a column we just created. Equals to pledge. Pledge divided by goal. Yeah. So, okay. Okay. I think it's okay now. You can transform it and put it in percentage. Will it take percentage? The percentage. The column.
I think we should just multiply the formula by 100. Okay. I think that's percentage.
That's percentage, yeah.
Yes.
Replace the current. Add a new step. All right. Okay. Good. Now let's go back. Let's load it back. So sometimes you don't know when you are cleaning your data or you are creating whatever, you may not know what you really need. But as the need arise, you can always go back and add it. Loading. So let's see what we can. Any magic, if some magic can come out of it. One of the loaded query contain error. What is it? Let's check. Close. Contain error. Which one? Which column? Percentage of this 100%. Let's load it based on entire data set and see where the error is coming from. Oh, I think it's there. I think. Let's base it on the entire data set. Perhaps there's an error somewhere that we did not see because of 1,000 row that we are looking at. I think my system is becoming too slow. This one is becoming unusual. Oh, because it's just 300,000 rows. So it shouldn't take this long. So with this now, we can see some, we can have some insight into. So that means we will, from where we are now, going back to our Power BI, we have to calculate how many of, we have to create a measure for the higher goals. So, and based on higher goals, we're going to analyze this fund and see which one, where do we have more funding, and what's the amount raised. So physically now we can be seeing something like 400 raised. I don't know the amount of pledge. We can compare them based on that. So I think we have been able to gain some insight into whatsoever. It's already 10:30, so Nigerian time. I think we have to release everybody to go, and I will share the video with us so that we can still practice and do something better. I know you can do better than what we have done. So this is the data I've personally, I've not even worked over it at all. So you see that it's not something, it doesn't come just cheap like that. If it is something very, very cheap, nobody will be paying much money on that. So it needs thinking. You think, you strategize, you delete, you add, all those ones. And don't forget that all those tables too can work for us. Not every time you have everything visuals. You can use tables to analyze your data. What matter is about what are you communicating? Is your data communicating? You get it now. And if you need to put some notes, you have to put some note and some other things there. I think this is where we have the error. Percentage total. Why? Here we have the error. What is the error? Percentage less than 1%. What does it mean? It has some error. Okay. If you use it, if you leave it as decimal, what will we have there?
It's convert. Hello, sir.
Yes.
I don't think the column is converted to percentage. Just to percentage at the back, because how do we have 465%? 110%.
It's possible. It's possible. It's possible.
Sir.
When you have something above 100, you are expecting to have you are expecting to raise 100,000, but they have raised 400,000 for you already. Possible. I'm just looking at where the error. What does it mean by that error? Is it the name that's causing the error, or what is causing the error? Is the error is less than 1%? Is it the error is less than 1%? So I don't know what is causing the error. That's why I put this. So like I was saying, that we'll leave everybody now. We'll release everybody. So let's go and practice what we have done and do something better. So I think with this now, it won't take us another 1 month to submit this. You format it and you place it side by side and make it look something good, look fine and look better, and with meaning, something that has meaning, that communicates meaning. You get it now. So thank you very much. I need to relax too. I say I have some classes tomorrow. I have some free class tomorrow. If you are interested in joining, it's going to be Excel dashboard. It's going to be, but it's going to be interesting, Sha. If you can try and attend, start tomorrow's class. It will be a very great thing to do. I know you will enjoy it. Some part of it we did not touch in the class. Some part of it, some things that we did not touch when we are doing our exam. You can't learn everything. The more you practice, the more you know. But we will see if we can meet it. If you can make it tomorrow, we'll meet tomorrow. Thank you very much. 10:30 already. Thank you very much. So let's release our one to go to attend to our brothers there. And the old men here too. You two can attend to the old women at all. Thank you very much.
Thank
sir.
you so much.
You're welcome.
Good
Yes.
night, everyone.
Good night.